So hello everyone, Grosey here, welcome back. Today we've got another episode of the Unhuntables podcast series with Christopher.
Hello.
And we are continuing the conversation from his video and also looking through some 2p coins in the background. In terms of what we're looking for with the 2ps, it is mainly an NIFC, and there's lots of NIFC years to be had from the 2ps, but also any territory coins or any world coins as well. Or anything unusual that would make a bag of 2ps more interesting than it otherwise would be.
You're really selling this, Grosey.
I am. You've got to sell the 2ps. But yeah, we were just talking about which coins have been announced through Royal Proclamation, and what coins potentially might be released this year, and what coins might be in the annual set next year.
Yeah.
Presumably,
they might do with these Ice Age creatures. They might do what you really liked last year and release a 2025 one at the end of 2024.
No, that would be an absolute nightmare. I still can't. I can't agree with them releasing coins that have the date on from. What's the point in putting a date on if you're not going to put the right date on it?
There you go.
So yeah, they wouldn't do the Ice Age. So there's Ice Age 50p's. There's the giant mammoth, the woolly rhinoceros, and the giant deer. They wouldn't do those in the annual set.
No.
They wouldn't put Paul McCartney in the annual set.
No, again, there's Music Legends one. They've not done that before. So there might be again these might not be in the annual coin sets, but it's sort of guessing this time of year because they, for those that don't know, Royal Proclamation is like the first step where we start learning about these new coins. It is announce what the coin is going to be in a brief description of what it is, although it leaves it up to your imagination as well. So some of these might not be coming out until next year. So we're just trying to guess which ones. Because again, if you're announcing this time of year, the potential to be in the annual coin sets for the following year. But as you pointed out, the Mary Poppins anniversary is this year.
Yeah. Do you think that the military medals, that can be 3 coins?
So I think from what I've seen, I think it is 3 medals or 1 coins, but it's part of a wider series of military coins that are coming out.
Oh.
Obviously, next year is a big year, the 80th anniversary of VE Day.
Yeah.
Which you can imagine there's going to be quite a bit of
the Mint loves.
There's a lot of potential for coins in the year of VE Day. So
Royal Mint loves going for commemoratives about that, definitely. So that's the kind of thing they might put in an annual set, probably.
Yeah, I thought the VC medals and heroic acts, that was in the annual set for 2006.
Yeah. I think with the £2 as well, most of the £2 that actually come out end up in the annual set.
Yes, because there's far fewer £2 coins that come out in a year than say 50p's.
Yeah, so I think that HMS Belfast one could be in there if we get a George Orwell one. Definitely not looking up who he is or who he was.
Author,
a novelist and poet. Oh.
There we go.
What did he write?
It's Big Brother comes from George Orwell. My mind's blanked. It's Hal, isn't it? It's totally skipped my mind. I'm having a Grosey moment, not knowing who Paul McCartney was.
Let's not bring that up on here. I don't know what you're talking about. Of course I knew who Paul McCartney was.
1984, is that it?
That's right.
Yeah, 1984. Did he write Animal Farm as well?
I don't know that much.
Yeah, but anyway, So that could be a really interesting. That could be a really interesting coin as long as they don't H.G. Wells him by totally misrepresenting his work on the coins, because obviously, as we know, H.G. Wells has the 4-legged tripod and the Invisible Man in the wrong hat.
Yeah, and they don't want to Gruffalo him either. With the extra toe.
There's a more recent example where they have made an error in the design rather than an error coin. The coin is perfectly fine. The coin was how it was intended to be. It's just that the design has issues. I think the best way of putting it.
There we go. And then we've got the Bond one. I haven't really been following the James Bond set.
Yeah, again, I've said it before about the Bond set. I like the coins. I like the set. I didn't like that they released them all over, basically, a year, over a period of a year. I think the Queen's Beasts or the Tudor Beasts have it much better having a couple each year over an extended period of time. I was a bit aggrieved that we had all those coins released within 1 year. And I know we have the choice to buy or not to buy, but I would have preferred to spread that cost a little bit further than over 12 months.
No, definitely.
And I hope it's not the sign of things to come where we were going to get these great big sets all released in a period of a year. I don't know whether they're trialing out thinking, because again, the Tudor Beasts, from what you can see as to what's in stock and whatever, they don't seem to be selling particularly well. So is it a case of let's release them in a much shorter period of time so it's still hot off the press and exciting? Does that sell better than stretching a coin set over 5 years? And I hope that they decide not to do that and go back.
Seems like they've been doing a lot of experimenting and changing things up recently.
Yeah, I mean the Great Seals is a perfect example of that. I think it's doing something different to try and catch our attentions. We spoke about it as well prior to recording this. There is the X-ray reclaimed silver sixpences that came out. There's 100 of them that were struck using reclaimed silver from X-ray machines. Frustratingly, I think this is the third year they've done it. The previous 2 years they've had a special privy mark on it, but on this one for some reason they've decided not to include a privy mark. So you're reliant on the packaging to tell you this is the recovered X-ray silver that's created this coin, but you'll get to see it when mine arrives.
Have you bought one?
Of course, yeah. 100, only 100 of them.
I didn't even really know about those.
It's worth a punt for 25 quid.
Oh. Yeah, no, I didn't realise that.
Yeah, I think it's one of these. It's not like prohibitively. I can't talk. It's not ridiculously expensive. It's I don't mind spending 25 quid on something as a bit of a punt, because I think it's kind of interesting and unique. Although it's identical to the silver sixpence which I already have from this year.
What's the difference between the 2024 wedding silver sixpence and the 2024 silver sixpence brilliant uncirculated?
The packaging?
Yeah, but one of them is the wedding one is £22 and the brilliant uncirculated one is £25. So I don't understand why you would buy that one when it's the same. Again,
I don't know, you've got me worrying myself that I need to go and check this to see if there's something else I need to add to my basket.
Well, just have a look on I'll send you the link so you can take a little look once we've finished.
I'll look after we finish, because watching me reading through a raw minute web page isn't the most entertaining stuff.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what was entertaining, changing the subject, was at the Raw Mint. I know you spoke about this at the end of your vlog, but going through the Raw Mint experience and being able to have a look through the window, kind of, into the long store.
Yeah, so we got to go onto the shop floor, which you can do on days that they're not striking anything, but normally you just walk along down the side, you're just the other side of the glass. But this time we got to walk down one of the avenues between the striking machines right to the end, up to that glass wall. The other side is the Raw Mint's long store, so we got to have a little peek through the glass at that. So I don't know what the tour guide was talking about at that point, because I was far too occupied trying to have a glance and see what was in the long store.
Yeah, all we could see was a big box that had UK 1p on it.
Yeah, lots of boxes of pennies, which is not the most exciting thing to see.
But honestly, when you think about how many pennies that there must be in there, like millions, literally millions and millions of them, there was, I don't know if anyone's ever been to the Raw Mint experience, then you'll know, but if you haven't, it's a massive, great big room that's the size of a massive warehouse. Yeah,
it's like the CPR room is the size of a football field, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the size of a football pitch. That sort of the scale, and the height is really tall.
The long store seems to span the entire length of that.
Yeah, and you've got these massive, like, shelves of these big crates of 80,000 coins or so in each one, maybe more. And it was just almost as far as you could see, just left to right. The whole thing was just UK pennies. So I can imagine that it must be similar for other
Well,
denominations.
from the maybe 15-20 meters that we were walking along would seem to be pennies.
Yeah.
But again, you could only see the first, I don't know, there was about 3 or 4 rows we could see. Obviously those rows go way up into this in ceiling, so we don't know what's up there. But what would you pay for a chance to get into the long store to have a look, Grosey?
I don't know. Probably a VIP tour. That'll be it.
VIP tours are what, 90 quid, something like that?
99, something like that. Yeah. I don't know how much.
Tempting. I think if they included that on the VIP tour, 100% I'm going on a VIP tour. I think that'd be so cool to get into that room. Otherwise, I'm not all that inspired to go back on a VIP tour. Not that it's not worth doing. I think it's totally worth doing. But for the cost of it, it was a fantastic day. But it's enough money that I don't think it's the same sort of value as a standard tour.
Yeah, that's fair enough. It's the kind of thing that you would do once, but there's no real
Yeah.
need to do repeat over and over again.
And the temptation to strike your own gold coin is a very expensive temptation.
How much are they?
I don't remember, Grosey. Can't recall. I have no idea what it costs now. Obviously, the other thing that's interesting, when you strike your own gold coin, it's a brilliant uncirculated coin. So the one I struck was the 2023 quarter ounce Britannia, and I don't think there were any other brilliant uncirculated quarter ounce gold Britannias. So that is the only way to have got that coin, was as a strike your own.
Right.
Similar, if they do change it with the upcoming new sovereign with the royal arms on it, potentially be the only way to get brilliant uncirculated royal arms gold sovereign as the strike your own, which again adds a little bit of excitement.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean,
but no, I'm not going on a regular. I'm not going to go every time they change the gold strike your own. My wallet would scream.
imagine that. The thing is, though, once you bought one, you have to carry on and get the rest of them.
Not with the gold strike your own, you don't. I approve of that. Hey,
Yeah.
You know how I like to buy my gold. I like to buy my gold in 1/40th ounces and only 3 times the gold value.
If they cost 50 quid each instead of 100, I might be tempted to buy each one.
Yeah.
Or
Well, again,
yeah.
I'm really hoping that next year it isn't the bombardment of 1/40th of ounces that this year was. When I bought the first 2 thinking, oh, there'll be a couple a year, I don't mind that. But now that I have knocking onto an ounce of gold in 40th ounces, or at least it feels that way, I feel a little bit aggrieved. I thought they were going to be more unique, more special, more exciting.
I think they're just
but I do like them.
They're just going to carry on doing one for each release, right?
I don't know how well they've sold, and we won't find out for quite a few years because sales figures obviously don't come out all that often. But I do know a bunch of people who are part of the Royal Mint Mark Club, or whatever it is now called, who have been offered them at a substantially discounted price, which says to me that they're not selling particularly well.
Right. Don't say that, because
yeah.
it'll make me want to buy some.
But no, again, as with anything that I buy, it's never bought as an investment. It's always bought as a piece of my collection, which is for me to enjoy.
Yeah. I'll just have a little whiz through the website. Yeah, it's
Obligatory check that the mintage figures haven't come out.
yeah, I did check before we started filming.
Yeah?
No mintage figures, sadly.
There we go. Do you want to wrap off with a little pop quiz, Grosey?
A little what?
A little pop quiz?
Pop quiz. Well, I would just get
Yeah.
embarrassed again.
I feel like this should be a prize for each of the member of the Beatles you can name.
Oh, is that the quiz question? Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I can
How many
obviously
members
name
of
Paul
the Beatles?
McCartney. I can name what's his name? George something.
Yes.
It's not. Is it George Michael?
Is it George Michael?
Who's
No.
George Michael?
You should know this. George Michael's a singer. He was in Wham and then did his
Oh.
own solo career.
Is it George Harrison?
Yes, there you go. That's why you should know that one.
Right. Okay.
All right, you've got half of the Beatles.
You've got Who's the one that went on and did their own standalone stuff as well?
I think quite a few of them did.
Oh, I don't know.
If not all 4 of them.
I give up. That's it.
John Lennon and Ringo
Of
Starr.
course, John Lennon. I should have known that. Should have known John Lennon.
Ringo Starr?
Yeah. And there were some more as well.
You what?
There were others as well, apparently.
Members of the Beatles.
Yeah, if you Google it. Pete Best.
Are these like members who were people that were in the Beatles and were replaced by other? Oh, because they changed drummers, didn't they?
The drummers, yeah.
Beatles are not my.
Stuart Sutcliffe, Jimmy Nicol, Chas Newby, and Norman Chapman.
Are they all drummers? I don't know.
Apparently, yeah.
Okay. Well, there we go. I guess the main 4.
The main 4, definitely. Right, let's get back to the 2Ps and see what we managed to find. Okay, so here are the finds from today. There are 2 2017 shields, which are slightly low minted. We've also got a nice shiny 1981, which is not an NIFC, but still nice and shiny anyway. And then 2 jerseys. So 1 jersey from 1998, and then 1 jersey from 2014. So there we go. Make sure you go and check out Christopher's half of the video if you haven't already. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.